Good afternoon, traders. Thank you for coming. I know the notice was very short. It was only a 4-hour notice, but a lot of people wrote me over the weekend and said, well, they love the webinar I did Friday, but they would really like to see a daily update too, because it helps them in their trading. And I decided, okay, I'll just do it. So I post the link out, and in 4 hours, we are here. Let's go. Let's start. Let me take this off. I was just showing, for those who just came in, I was just showing the guys about these trolls on my chart that comes for the 5-minute frames. They'll come in because if you're on top and they troll you, some people will go check their charts with them, probably click a like or two for them. So let's start daily. Dollar index, remember what we said, it will consolidate. Now, I don't think this is all the consolidation that is making. It's going up pretty fast, you can see, right? But this is a pretty short consolidation. So if this trade is to continue to go up, breaking here and continue to go up more, this upside will not be very strong. It's going to be very short, and then it will come back down to make that bigger correction, because they always make bigger correction before they go. So if you're a buyer on this, if there's any reason why you're buying because of your strategy, you got to be careful. It's not long-lived. I'm not looking for a buy here as yet. I'm waiting to see. They will have to consolidate for me out of this strategy before out of this that thing. They will have to make a flag before I get into buy, right? Once they break. So I'm not looking for a buy setup there yet. But if they start to reverse, we will look for also a sell setup. Right now, there's no good setup on this to trade, right? On the euro, pretty much the same thing. We are breaking, but don't jump into the trade because the candles are breaking. I keep saying this to a lot of traders, including, well, we have rules that stop us from doing that. But don't do it, because they could be simply making a deeper correction here to go back up. Right? Just breaking the trend line or breaking any line does not mean anything. So for euro long term, or this week, what we look at, this consolidation here is too small if they're going to go down. I would look for a much bigger consolidation. We would look for something that is an equivalent of, I don't know, maybe even this, that tree wave there. See that consolidation before they go? Look for something that is more sustainable, because if they just go, if they just pull back like this and go, you see what happened? They don't go far from the top, and they come right back into that consolidation before they go. So you're looking for this consolidation here, that three-wave consolidation. So if this goes, it will just come and break this low again, and then go back up into that consolidation. So there is no sell setup in here for me as yet. I'm always looking for long-term structure, trades that could go for a longer while, not the next 30 pips or the next 40 pips, right? So this is not ready to go. And as a matter of fact, I think there's more upside in it. What I'll be looking for is if this here starts to make a move up. If I see a sharp move up in the flag, I'll look for a buy setup. If they consolidate in here after this one move up, if they make more consolidation like this, come back here, like this, come back here, and then start to go, this will give me a structure for a break here and a buy. So I'm looking for some kind of a B wave, a corrective structure in there before they go up. So this may take a while. If you're trading on 5 minutes, 15 minutes, you may grab some small pips out of it, but not something I do, and I don't think it's real. If they make a flag here, short term, this is very short term. If they make a flag here, and you can trade the break of this flag, there's one more short term trade to about this level, making a 1, 2, 3 pattern, and then we will look to see whether they go back up or whether they make another flag. See, these structures are right in the start of it. They're beginning to form now. So don't get too enthusiastic about it, especially if you're in the sell, get it to break even. Because I doubt whether it's going to go very far. You're lucky if it does. Rarely they do, if you're lucky if they does. Pang. Same thing with the Pang. This downside, we're still in this uptrend. See that? And this is a trend now, basically. So no sell in the Pang until it breaks the trend line and make a flag. Just as an advice for you guys, it's early to sell. Wait for this thing to break out. Make sure it's showing you a downtrend. It's not showing a downtrend as yet. This could still be a consolidation for more upside. Not that it is a consolidation for more side, but it could still be. You will only start trading this to the downside when you break the trend. As a safety measure, when you break the trend, you're likely going to go. So is there a sell setup that we are looking at right now? I think no, not right now. Very short term, within the day trade, if they give you a flag here and you get a break, there's one short term trade here for you. It is very, very short. I will not advise inexperienced traders to do that because you may barely make it to the break even. I would wait for them to break the trend, make a consolidation, and then go. I do think that there's a possibility for an upside. This could be your first impulse up with a 1, 2, 3 correction, and you go back up. If they make this pattern, I would be looking for a buy setup. I'll probably post it on TradingView. I'll be looking for a buy setup. Which one they're going to do? No clue. And you will never have a clue until one of them is actually formed. That is how the nature of wave structure works, right? Sometimes you have to wait until a pattern is almost complete before you can see the direction in which it's going to go. Aussie, this has a very clear direction, and I have no doubt about the direction in which this is going to go, because we said that since last week. Those of you who were in the trade, you see, wait for this to break, let it give you small consolidation, take the trade down. This would be a very nice trade. That will be a very nice trade. So watch this trade. Aussie is very clear. The correction is very nice. It's going up. If they're going to make a more complex correction, worst happen is you get a break even. I'll see. I'll watch. I don't think it's going to make complex. I think they'll try to finish this one as fast as possible. You notice this one went pretty fast. So if they break this, I think this one is probably going to go pretty fast, especially if I see them start making something like this when they break this low. We're looking for upside. And this would be a 1, 2, 3 wave pattern for upside. Now we're in the sell. We would be looking for a sell structure. So we wouldn't be in a hurry to take off the sell unless we see structural change, right? If there is no structural change and this thing keeps falling, we're in it all the way to the bottom. So you can look for a trade setup and you may get a very good, nice trade here. If they go back some more up and there is a possible very short-term trade, they come here, they make a small flag and they go back up one more and then come down. I don't know, if you want short-term trade, this is a nice short-term trade here, if that happens, right? It is still within that up move and there's still a possibility that they can do that, right? Where they're going. We don't know, these corrective structures could be complex. And that means you make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then go down. So if you get a flag here, look for one more up. This could be a nice short-term trade and then downside. See? Easy, right? As one guy put it, no, not one guy, most of my trades, it's easy when you show it. And that's what we're looking for, right? Let's see if we get that trade. New Zealand, this is another one they were all freaking about. If you remember, you're following me all the time. Remember we're saying New Zealand has a very big move to the downside. I've posted this chart like 10 times. That there's a big move to the downside coming in New Zealand. What we are not sure of is when it's going to start. So let me take everything out here and give you guys a very good, something I've done like 100 times, right? So here's what we said. We look at this structure coming down and that's a sharp impulse. And this by nature is corrective. So we think that this should make a move to the downside. Now, this is a weekly chart. That means it may take a long time to go. What you need to happen is you need this structure to complete itself. And because it is a corrective structure, and if any one of you here are Elliott wavers, not my traders, but any one of you else, and you understand how wave patterns work, you know that this thing could be very complex. So what we do is we take pieces at a time and we look at each piece and say, what will the next piece to this piece be? Right? What will the next piece of the puzzle be? So if you look at it in a daily, you would see my first sell was not at the top there. My first sell was here. It's a downtrend. We're looking for a sell setup when they break this structure. And that did happen. That didn't go, right? My first thought was 1, 2, 3 up. We're going. Didn't happen, but we got very nice pips out of it. My second sell was here. Possible down move soon, right? That one, I think we got a break-even trade because it came down about 40, 50 pips and then went back, broke the top. Our next sell was here. We are breaking this trend. See that? That was our next sell setup. That one didn't work. Or that's a break-even trade as well. Didn't go well. It went quite a lot. If you're measuring in terms of pips, the trade went anything like about 68 pips. But that's not what we were going for. So we took a break-even trade. Right? Went up back. Then we relooked at the structure and said, okay, this is becoming more complex. 1, 2, 3. I think there was a sell setup here. All of you remember that on the 4 hour and the 60 minutes. There were sell setup from the top here coming down. When you sell that, sell this. We actually we're looking for keeping an eye on this one when they broke. And there was a sell setup. I think it was in the 60 minutes that I posted that sell setup. Sell this one here, right? And then we sold this one here coming down. You don't remember those trades, right? See, a step-by-step guide of what we do. And then the troll says, oh, you have no idea what you're doing. You check his chart step by step and see if you see that. There's nowhere in it you'll see that. So what we look at the charts, and based on our analysis again, we said there's a possibility that this, once it started to go up, could be a 5-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that possibility always exists, whether it happens or not. So did it make a 5-wave? No, but if you bought that and there was a call to buy it, if you bought that, you made a lot of pips on that thing to the upside, because the buy was from here. I think the buy was from the break of this structure here. On the break of this structure. And this was your buy setup. If you bought that, you made a lot of pips. If you bought this breakout here, you made a lot of pips to the upside. What we were looking for, what is going to do now? And they broke the structure. But guess what? This is also not going. See that? We broke the structure, but this is also not going. Do we see some new structure in the making? Sure, we did. We look at this, and we look at this, and we said, guys, this could be a much more complex one than we think. This could be this one, and this could possibly make another wave up. Is it going to make another wave up? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't work with a crystal ball. I don't do magic. What I do is I look at the trades, each structure as it's developing, and decide what the next piece is going to be. Long-term, what this is going to do, if they make this move, they're going to go down. That's the long-term projection. If they don't, and they make a flag here, a corrective structure here, they're going to go down. The long-term projection for the downside has not changed. What is the short-term projection showing us now? Looks like a 3-wave structure to me. They're breaking it, right? They're breaking out of this structure here. So what are we going to wait for? Oh, that was the chart I posed to understand what it's doing there, right? And this is what they're showing you, right? So you can see that this here was a corrective structure. And for the fellow who was telling me it's not a flat, tell him he has no idea what he's talking about. That is a flat. That is a typical 1, 2, 3-wave structure with a flat in the middle. So he just has no idea what he's talking about. And I really don't want to waste time arguing with them on the chat, because I have no time for the chat, believe me. Right? So here's where we go. We're looking for this. If this is going to go up, let's all wait for a corrective structure here. They will make one. And if they make one, we'll all be in that trade going up. They will make a corrective structure. Sorry, a corrective structure for you to go. Let's go back and look at how they go up. When they broke this structure here, come on, they made a corrective structure to go up. That's your buy. Right? Look at any one that they break. When they broke this one here, they made a corrective structure. That's your buy. Wait for the corrective structure, because if they're going to go down, which we don't know as well, they will not make a corrective structure. They're going to break through here, make a flag, and then we'll all sell. Have patience. Wait for the trade. If you don't, you're going to lose your account, and you will wonder why you're losing so much money. CAD is falling. You surprised? I'm already in the trade. You want to get in the trade right now, right? I know you keep. By the way, if you guys keep pestering me with a lot of messages in TradingView, I mean like 6 messages a day. Here's the deal. I have 23,000 followers in TradingView. I have a couple thousand on Facebook and a couple thousand, I think about 12,000 on LinkedIn, the places that I post chart. If everybody send me a message and I take 1 minute to answer them, that's about 43,000 messages a day. So when you send me a message and I answer you, be thankful. Don't just send me 20 messages. When I don't answer to all 20 messages, you get angry with me. I'll block you. Please, because I blocked a couple of people who have done that. And then they're pretty angry at me for not answering to them, right? And remember, I still do webinars with my traders, and I still have to do TradingView, go into the trading room with my traders, and I still have to eat, sleep, and deal with my baby, right? So I can't spend my life just answering all the questions. Send me, I don't say you shouldn't send me questions. Send me, every now and then you can send me a message. It's okay, I'll read it and I'll answer it. But don't pester me with them, because some people do that. And then when you don't answer, they really get angry at you. I don't know why. So wait for this. There's no rush in this. Let's go. Swiss. Remember what I said, wait for it to make a flag when it breaks here. If you took the small flag trade, which is on the 1 hour here, I hope you took a break-even trade, because you should have. We spoke of that in my trading room. If you took that, take a break-even trade, put it to break-even, and let it take you out for break-even, because that one is not good, which means they're going to make a bigger correction if they're going to go. If they do that, we're looking for downside. What if it is going up some more? Let me show you again why you shouldn't be interested in the buyers yet. This thing has to correct itself, right? It has to correct itself, because if it doesn't correct itself, if that thing doesn't correct itself, what is going to happen is you're going to be in big trouble, right? So wait for this to make a flag here now, a bigger flag. Now that they've broken that, let them make a bigger flag. And if they make a bigger corrective structure, you're in the trade to go. That will take some time. CAD? Yep, nice one. I hope my traders put the entry order in. If you put an entry order in, you're in a good trade there to go, right? We're looking for this to come back first to this trend line. I don't think we have an entry order on that. We're looking for it to first come back and break this low. By the way, that's the stop loss where we have, right? We're looking for it to break this low and then probably come to this trend line. And I'll show you that why I think that is very possible. We're looking at these structures. Now, I don't think, I may be wrong here, but I don't think this is the start of the big downside, because I don't like the way they started there. They started pretty slow, but sometimes they do start so slow and they end up breaking the daily structure and go. So I'll be watching it when it comes to this daily trend line, and I am in that trade. Well, nobody should be surprised that I'm in a cat sell, because only this morning we discussed that in our trading room. We take all the possible sells in CAD. I will take every single one of them. If there's a cat sell, you will take it, right? If there's a possible opportunity to sell the cat, sell it. Watch it when it comes here, because at this point, they will either break, and that's a long-term downside, or they can go back up for one more. They can always go back up for one more. This structure allows it to go back up for one more. It's not a complete structure. Now, we don't go into details as to why it's not. And that is why most people freak out, because that is only for my traders. Can we get this trade here now? I think we can still get it. If this close and pull back, you can take a sell. Not something I should advise you to do. I don't advise to take sell, but if you have a strategy how to trade it, you can actually trade it. Let's go. Yen. Also looking for more downside, and that is because they have to correct this one. This has to correct itself. So even if they're going to come back to about the 50% of it, that is, they're going to make small trades here, pull back, make small trades, they will get to about a 50% before they go back up. And there's a possibility also that it's a reversal pattern. Way down, a 1, 2, 3, and it's reversing. Now, we wouldn't know that it's reversing now. It's too early to tell. That possibility exists, but we will watch this trade for more downside on it. So you have a nice flag here. They haven't really broke the structure as yet, right? They're still within the smaller structure. So if this comes and break this flag here now, you got a sell set up in playing there. Now, I'm not telling you how to exactly trade that. So don't go quote me and he said, if one candle comes out, we sell. I'm telling you nothing about how to sell it. I'm telling you what you should do. Now, you need to have a strategy for that. The strategy with rules as to how you trade breakout and how many, something you've tested and you know how many of the breakers go based on your strategy. So we have a strategy how to trade it. And I can't give you that strategy here. It's reserved for my trading room. And they know that that strategy is tested and proven that it works a lot of times. It gives you a very good win-loss ratio. But I can't share that strategy with you here, right? So it's something you can test by yourself, because even my traders, when they complete the course and they have it, they have to test it for themselves, not just blindly take it. They have to go back, take a chart and test it on the chart they're trading and tell me how does it work for them, so that they can know whether that strategy works on their chart. Maybe it doesn't work on their chart. Somebody joined the room with my name. It has got to be a troll, my friend. So somebody's trying to troll me in my own webinar with my name. Removed, you're out. Throw him out, you're gone. Right? That's funny. Right? A guy trying to troll me coming into my webinar with my name. Some people are really crazy, right? He's removed from the room, and that means he'll be permanently banned from getting in the room again. Once you remove you from this room once, you don't get to get in, come in again, right? I'll ban him again if he does that. Crazy set of people. Let's go. Euro Oz. I'll go through a lot of charts for you guys. Euro Oz was a sell setup this morning, right? So a trade we discussed in our room, and my traders should be in it. They were told to take it because it's a valid trade. And now you can move it to break even. Something we discussed intensely this morning. Is it a valid trade? Valid trade, yes. So if you take it, now you should move it to break even, right? So let's go. Euro New Zealand. Some downside. I think we took this off. We were in the sell, and I said you probably want to take it off or move it to break even. They move it to break even because we sold it somewhere at the top here, and it wasn't going fast. But we were looking for one more down. Here's where you got to be careful of. Two things in the Euro New Zealand, because this has a big trade to the upside. I've showed that many times. So let me show you again what you have to be careful of now if you get the sell. This sell looks like it's coming like this, and there's a possibility for it to go back up before they come down and then go. But if they're going to crawl this down, and they can't do that like this, you see that? If they crawl this down like this all the way to retest this low, we can look for a sudden move up, a very sharp move up from here, pull back, and then go. So if we see this structure here, if we see that structure, we'll be looking for a buy somewhere here. Anywhere in here, if we see that structure develop, we'll look for a buy to the upside. Because the upside mood could be very sharp. Right? That possibility exists. Now, you guys may not know how to do that trade because that's a complex trade. You'll have to understand what the entire pattern is doing. And when you understand what the entire pattern is doing, you will be able to look at that trade differently. So keep your eyes on this. Short term, no trade for anybody. I can't say. I think it's going to go sideways. If it goes up, you have a trade. Here's what you can do. If this comes here and bounce and break, there is a trade to the upside here. But to the downside, it's moving. But if you're not in the trade, you shouldn't be trying to take it. Euro yen. Euro yen is at this daily trend line. And like the dollar yen, it has two options right now. Come back down and make another impulse. Done. Break out, consolidate here, and then go up. The question is which one is going to happen. And when I mean breakout consolidate, I don't mean a 6-minute. I mean a 4-hour consolidate. I don't mean a small one like this. I mean a much bigger one. So if it breaks this structure down here, we will be sellers. And we'll be looking to see how this structure develops. If it goes above here, it's short-term buy, very short-term. One more short trade like that and you're out of it. Because eventually it will make the bigger structure. My real name is on my account. That's my real name. Mangal is my real name. I'm not hiding behind any fancy name, right? I have no fancy name to hide behind. Mangal is my real name. Right? EURUSD. This one is going fast. I didn't think they were going to go so fast. I was looking for a much deeper correction. Let's see. Okay, not a trade setup we can get there. This is CAD is falling, so EURUSD could go. Watch the EURUSD, Pound CAD, Aussie CAD. We're still in that Aussie CAD trade, by the way. If this is going, wait for a 60-minute flag. Don't jump in because you don't have a flag anywhere. Wait for it. If this is going to go, it's long term. Wait for a 60-minute flag. There's a big trade to come. All the way down to here. I thought we'll make a deeper correction and then go. I'm still anticipating a deeper correction. So unless you have a flag, don't jump in because they could reverse. They could willfully push this down some here and then reverse it back for the deeper correction. So you probably want to wait for a flag before you sell it. Euro Chief, do nothing with this. Euro Pound, we may get a short-term sell setup here. See that the short-term sell setup, it's not very clear. Not a very good trade, by the way, because this may be one trade here. Watch it. If it drops through that, you have a short-term sell. I think where we're looking for the longer-term trade we're looking for is the trade to the upside here. Right? Come back to the upside and then go down again. Because that is what the structure is doing if you look at it in the daily. We got a move down, a move up, a move down. We're looking for a move up here again. Look for this trade soon. And then one more down, right? Look for the trade to the upside. This trade to the downside will be very short-lived if it happens. Very short-lived. Pause. Don't do anything here. There's a short sell. If any of my traders took it, it's not very nice. If you're in the sell here, put it to break even, because it's very short-lived. It's not the best trade, right? Maybe a good trade, but it's not going very much. So you got to be careful. There's a potential they could push it back up. Potential for this here. After breaking out of this, go back one more up. There's a potential for this trade to happen, so be careful, right? I think potentially upside is possible. The downside is short-lived. So let's see. Unless they keep making flags and going down for you to get trades. That's if they make flags and show, but this is not going aggressive. I don't like when they don't go aggressive. Pound New Zealand, I'm gonna go through this. Okay, same here. Nothing to do there as yet. You don't have any trade. It's breaking this structure, but you have to wait for a flag. And they're making one right now, I think. If they make a flag here, you have a sell setup. If this makes a flag here, you have a sell setup. If it breaks up, you have to wait. Punkad, downside, it has a cat inside. There was a possibility for one more trade up here. Right? If you look at this, there's a possibility for one more as an ending diagonal. That didn't happen. They dropped. Good. This is a good trade to the downside. All cat trades are good trades to the downside. Remember that, right? Now we can take this off, and we can take this off, and we can have this view to go with now. This becomes your structure, your corrective structure. See? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is breaking here. We're breaking the trend line. And we are breaking the entire structure. Let this come out, make a flag here, and sell, sell, sell. Where you're selling to? You're selling that down to this level. This level here. If they keep going, that is a level you're coming to break. That is the level you're coming to break if they keep going down. So watch that level there to the downside, put it in a 4-hour. And if you get a sell set up, it's not there as yet. The candles are moving. You don't have a flag. Wait for a flag. And if you get a sell set up, you're trading it down to that level. All the way down. This is a big correction up. So it's going to go down pretty much. Right? First, you wanted to test this low and break that low, and then we'll see. So let's see. Could it make, just a reminder, could it just make 1, 2, 3 and go back up? Likely. Well, then you will have only about 100 and something pips, and then you will decide to get out of the trade and see if it go back. I don't see that structure now. That structure is far from seeing. It could probably happen, but it's not happening now. It's not clear to us as yet. And this, you have to wait for that trade. This trade will take you about 16 hours before you actually get it. So there's no rush to jump into it, right? Pound Chief, same here. Either they're going to break or they'll give you one more up and then down. This structure normally breaks to the downside. So wait for that. Pound Yen, I'm going to go through almost all the charts. Same here. They have the Pound Yen, the Pound Yen, the Euro Yen, the Dollar Yen. They're all in this very similar structure. And they all have to tell us if they're going to make a wave to the upside, they will have to break and make a consolidation to go back up big time. Or they're going to give us one more downside here and then go up. Right? One more downside and then up. So we're at that point where they'll talk to us. And there's no need to rush into any trade here right now. Because if you rush into a trade, you'll end up into loss. So this looks like a consolidation here. If they break, you will get a very short-term trade just out of this and then watch it come back. It's a very short-term trade. It will not be very long-lived, but it's a flag that you can probably buy. Very short-term, right? Aussie Yen, the one that creates a lot of contradiction. Same thing. We are breaking again. We're making another flag. I am looking for a deeper correction, so I am not buying this one here right now. If this is going to go up, this has to do this and come back here, and then I will be a buyer. So I'm not a buyer on this yet. And I am not selling it there where it is now. So I don't have a sell setup or a buy setup as yet. If you sold this short term here, I hope you did take some profit out of that. Or at least you got a break even, because you will never keep that trade to take a loss. Let's see, this cannot be, if this keeps going up here, if this keeps going up, this will be short term here, and then they'll come back for the deeper correction. Give you divergence and come back for the deeper correction. So it's not a buy setup for me as yet. I don't have a buy setup there. Canadian, pretty much same thing. They're all in the same thing. They're breaking the structures, but you have to wait right now. New Zealandian, same thing. They were sitting there, and you can watch for the breakout of here, maybe one more impulse up, right? Swiss yen, very much the same thing. See, they came back to the trend line, and now they're doing this, right? You don't have a trade set up there right now, right? Aussie cat, this one we're in, and it's breaking. We're looking for another sell, right? We're still in this trade. We took this trade from the top here, and we're still in that trade, and we're looking for another sell. So for those of you who ask how we manage long-term trades, this is how we do it. And this is our traders along. This trade is in the live account that we are trading for the room, for the trading room, right? The trading room has its own live account now. This is in it. So we will wait to see if we get a flag here, and we'll sell that structure. Aussie, New Zealand, I'm going to give you a free trade. This is what we're looking for here. And this is an entry order we have. This is a free trade. This is the one free trade I'll give you, because I don't normally do that. We have an entry order at the 786 with a stop loss here for the target of 270, but actually the real target of this should be at the trend line, because we're looking at this structure. Everybody remember this, right? We talk a lot about it, and then people say, what happened? Well, nothing happened. It was in consolidation. You made an impulse. You made 1, 2, 3 correction, and you may be going up now. At this level, they will tell us what they're going to do. They could do 1, 2, 3, and come down back here. I don't expect them to do that, but they could, and I'm telling you, they're unlikely going to do that like they did here. You see 1, 2, 3, right? I think that is very unlikely. It looks very similar in nature, but I think this one will go out. So we're looking for a buy from the lowest possible point we think we could get it. And if we are wrong, we'll be wrong very small, because we're looking for this to come back down somewhat here. Tag us here, somewhere here or somewhere in here, and go back up. Completing a 1, 2, 3 wave structure before they go. If that is wrong, that's okay. If they break this top here, and they could possibly break out of this here, making a flag here, if they make a flag here and they break, we will change and we will buy from here going up. So if they don't fall, instead they make a flag here, we're going to buy the break of the flag to the upside. I think they're going to fall. And I hope if they fall, because if they fall, that gives some of our traders a nice winning trade. They're in the sell. And for me, that would be a powerful buying spot, right? So that's the trade again. This is a real trade, a real order we have in the account, right? So you guys could see one of our real trades. You're not going to see all of them. Gold, silver, sorry. Silver is breaking that structure. I posted this. I posted the update of this and said, be careful. So what you're going to look for here is if it starts to make a consolidation here, and it likely will, you probably get a buy to the top here. This would be a nice trade. Like this was a nice trade. Remember that? And the same structure on gold. Wait for that. Gold, the only thing about gold is gold hasn't they're not broken out as yet. Gold could still come here and then do that. So there may be a nice sell setup here in a short time frame, and then you get the upside. That is how these structures behave. Sometimes they change. Sometimes the structure behaves slightly different. And if that happens, we trade them differently. But as of now, this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they could do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they could do that, and this is your sell. 1, 2, 3, and then they do that, and this is your sell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they come here, they do this, and this is your sell. See? Easy stuff, right? Not that easy. I promise. It looks easy when I do it, and people say, "Oh, that's easy stuff." It's not that easy. Ask the traders in my room; they'll tell you it's not that easy. Oil. I posted this chart saying, "Don't buy." One guy put the oil that is going to go up. He thinks it's going up crazily now. He is in the oil. He's a buyer. He's a big time. It's going up. He put some kind of a pattern here that doesn't exist and said that is what it's going to do. Well, it doesn't do that. And if you look at the chart, you can see what it does. It made an impulse, it made a 1, 2, 3, and it came down. It made an impulse, made a 1, 2, 3, and it went up. It made an impulse. What do you expect it to do, guys? 1, 2, 3, and then go down. That's the most likely outcome, right? That's like logic. That's the simplest thing you're possibly expecting it to do. And all of that will complete a 1, 2, 3 wave structure for upside. Now, is it going to do exactly that to the pip? Not sure. This pattern in here could be anything corrective. But that is what it's telling you you should look for. And then it made the up move and it's making the down move. So likely it may give us the third wave up and then fall. These patterns tend to repeat themselves. That's the formula of technical trading. You're looking for patterns that repeat themselves and you trade them accordingly. You must have a strategy to trade them when they do. Right? You must have a strategy to trade it when it behaves that way. And if you look at it so far, we've been publishing most of my trades for a long. That's what we expect this to do. This is a reversal pattern. Some of you like head and shoulders. Well, that's a technical name for a simple impulse, a correction, and go. An impulse, a correction, and go. That's what it's telling you. It's telling you that this impulse is reversed by another impulse. If it makes a correction, you're going to get another impulse. That's what the head and shoulder is telling you. That's simple it is telling you, right? So watch this. If this comes down here, it's consolidating there. They'll come here and then they're going to take off. This is the takeoff that may create that cat big fall to the downside. See? That's it. So watch this trade. Let's go here. You're in the consolidation. No need to worry. If you trade very short time, you have a good trade setup. If you don't trade short time, you don't have anything to do in here. UK oil, very similar. This one is already completing the pattern, right? I posted all these charts, so it's not like these are news, right? That's what it does. Natural gas, that's a B wave. I told my trader this morning, watch that sucker. Don't, if you're in the buy, because we were buying here and here, if you're in the buy, you want to move your stop tight because this could come back down and it's likely going to come back down. This cannot be all the correction. Not that it cannot be like them, but it doesn't happen often. That's not how it behaves. Now, if it makes one irregular behavior, no problem, but it doesn't do that all the time. Most of the time, you'll see a 1, 2, 3, and maybe you will see a bigger B wave in here before you see a C, and then you go up. That's how it behaves most of the time. That means watch it for downside now. Right? Possible downside. The rubles, do we want to trade the rubles? The rubles is doing very little, nothing in here. See that? Absolutely nothing. But I think they're going to come back here and then they'll go up. Right? Any kind of a pattern that we recognize? Well, I think we do, right? Says this has nothing. This is making a nice flat here. It will take a while and then you can get a buy setup. S&P 500. It's going to go up. We say it's going to go up. People go crazy and they talk all kind of stuff and then they watch it go up, right? So now it's breaking this short pattern here, and this is a little early. But I told my traders, be careful. You may start to get a deeper pullback before you go back up again, right? Because they always pull back. This looks like you may get a nice short-term sell before you go back, right? They always do that. Bitcoin, for those of you who trade Bitcoin, I don't normally do it, but I'll just go through it very fast, right? It's in a big consolidation here. I think short-term they can crawl down here some more. We'll see what it's doing in terms of short-term trade. Long-term trade, I don't see them breaking that top long-term. They can, but I don't see them breaking. I think we'll probably see them mostly doing a 1, 2, 3. If they start to break that top, that will also still mean downside. See, this is a complete structure of its own. Right? This wave here. This is a complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure. And we have forecast all of that going up, right? We have forecast a buy here for more upside. See that? Looks more upside. We have focused a buy somewhere here from this point here, corrective structure, more upside. And look at this point here. You can start looking at what it's doing at the top there. Very soon it's going to make a move to the downside. If you trade Bitcoin, don't miss that trade. If it happens, don't miss it. Right? Let's go. Aussie Chief. Somebody won the Aussie Chief. Don't do anything with this as yet. Stay out of it. It's an up move, but you don't want to get involved with it, right? You really don't want to get involved with that as yet. Don't take that breakout for granted. So just leave it. It's not the smoothest trade to trade. Copper. Copper is making a nice pullback. They broke the top, so I think we're going to make an expanding flat in here. We'll probably see them come back here and then maybe upside. So look for a possible expanding flat sideways and then sell, right? One of the expanding flats pattern that you normally see. And these are some nice charts that people ask me to do, so I'm going to share them with you guys pretty fast. I like this one on the longer term time frame, and let me just show you in the weekly what it looks like. It's amazing. When you see these patterns, you have huge potentials in them. Very sharp move down. You have this sideways, and then you're going to look for two things to happen here. This one either makes one more wave down, or it breaks out, consolidate. That's a couple months, 6 months, 8 months consolidation. But if you're a long-term trader and you see this, you're buying there. Well, I don't know what is that, stocks, ETFs, whatever you have to buy, you buy and you keep that for like a long time because it will go up. Not in a straight line, but it will go up. If you get a short-term trade to the downside here, you'll have to watch how it behaves at the top. You notice this one was pretty sharp, and you have a similarity in the pattern. You have a 1, you have a 2, and you have a 3, right? You have a 1, you have a 2, and you have a 3. You have a 1, you have a 2. I think this could go for an expanding flat, and you have a 3. That's a running flat, sorry, my fault. Running flat, we didn't break the bottom. That could go as a running flat, and you're looking for if this is going to start to come down. You notice what they do. They come down, they make a pullback, and then they go. They give you a flag. Come down, make a flag, sell. That's simple. That's trading. Do I know what news event is going to drive this? I don't care a darn what news event is going to drive it. You shouldn't care either because you will never know. Don't try to do what you don't know. Do what you know. And do what you know to do very well. Right? So watch this. That's about it for all the charts. I actually went through every one of them for you because I promised to do that today to some people, right? So I went through more than I normally do, and I still have 15 minutes to take questions. So questions, let's go. Now you can post your questions. Not so fast. By the time you post the first question, it's gone. On the USD CAD, one more explanation. We'll look at that. Please show Pong Oz again. If we keep show back everything again, we're not done. One person want CAD again, one person Pong Oz again, one person CAD Yen again, please. And will the video be uploaded? Yes, the video will be uploaded later. So those who missed it, you can watch it. Okay, somebody says, sir, you told me to share USD chart in the webinar. I told you to share this chart in the webinar. Don't remember telling anybody to share any chart in the webinar. I may have told you to share the link for the webinar somewhere, not the chart in the webinar. Isn't anything to share a chart in there? I don't tell people to do that. Maybe you misunderstood me. The XA, we can't repeat again. Miss half of your webinar. You can watch it. I'll try to upload it as fast as possible. What is the best book to start learning? I said to everybody, and I look at my previous webinar. I explained that. Look at the webinar I did Friday. I actually went into detail into that, what you should do. And here's the next thing the troll, the guy who was trolling my chart said. He said, you are trying to smart newbies. Well, here's the thing he doesn't probably listen to that I said. You can't take my course if you don't have 1 year experience. And I've been telling traders not to buy any course from anybody if you don't have a year experience, because there are people who are trying to smart you out there, who are trying to fool you to buy the crap they're selling. And they don't want you to know. They want you not to have knowledge. I want you to have knowledge before you join my room. I want you to be well educated about what Forex is before you join my room, what trading is, what Elliott Wave theory is about. So you have to read the Elliott Wave theory book. It's the Elliott Wave Principles. You can get it free on elliottwave.com. Maybe if you Google around, you will get some other version, but that's the version I use. And I'm only using it for the work that Elliott did, not the extra that they wrote of their own. I'm only taking the part that Elliott did. That is the patterns that they have there, right? So I'm not trying to fool any newbie, because you're a newbie, you don't get to join my room. That's the first thing. But a fellow who's trolling, looking for his 5-minute fame, that's what he thinks. You know how many people I refuse to take the course? Some of you maybe in here knows that I've told you you're not ready for the courses yet, because you're not ready for it. That's the whole thing. You have to have knowledge to be in here. We don't want people who don't have knowledge, because then I can't train you properly. Bonds, futures. If we do all of that, it's going to be a 1 year. It's going to be a 6-hour webinar, Ivan. Right? But it works on everything. The wave theory works on everything. Please, can you tell me about how much wave C can go beyond the wave A? Come on, please. You know, those kind of questions really tick me off. Really? You think you know how much it can go? You have no idea. Please. Don't ask. Here's the thing. Don't be lazy. Go Google it. Read the Elliott Wave book. Understand the structure. Don't come here with that question. That question will not make you a trader. That's a very, very, you know, just go take the book and read it. Come here with some questions that really make more sense. Okay, the USD CAD, a lot of people demanding it. I'll go look at it again. What drawing software are you using? Zoom it. Gold, silver, the gold, silver chart. We'll look at it in a second. Aussie CAD just broke the downtrend line. Yep, it broke. Wait for consolidation, then sell. Sir, can we have a daily webinar? It's a, my friend, I do a daily webinar for my trading room. I can't afford to do one for you. Time has value, you know that, right? Yes, sir. You told me to share. Okay, good. Then thank you for that. Then forget about. I know, but they're a nuisance to the community itself, because they come and they post, and there are a lot of new traders who come, and they don't know these guys. They don't know what's going on. They tend to believe that these guys have a point. They're saying some things that make sense, and I think TradingView should totally ban them. I wish he was in here. He's probably in here under some other name listening to me, but he doesn't have the courage and the things that it takes to do that, right? He doesn't have those footballs that it needs to come and face me face to face and do that. He can hide it behind his computer and do it on my charts. I would challenge any one of them in a one-on-one debate on any webinar. Let them come. We do open webinar, and I'll debate them one-on-one on wave patterns. I'm pretty sure 10 minutes in they'll want to leave, because they'll be begging to leave. They have no idea. Cadian, please. In which USD, USNR? Thank you for. Okay, I know you guys like me. That's what you're here. Thank you very much for that. I'm looking. Okay, let me go to back the CAD, because a lot of people are asking for the CAD, right? So let's do back, because the CAD does have huge potentials, and we've been talking about that for a while. We even traded it a number of times. So I'll start from the higher time frame. Let me go all the way from the higher time frame. You're getting a GIF here, because I've never done this before. Right? I've never done this to the group before, so you guys are getting a gift. Let's start from the weekly. And here is the weekly chart. I'm going to tell you, and I'm telling you this, this is the top and this is the bottom. This is 1, 2, 3. And there's a possibility that we completed that pattern, and we may be making a move that will go like this. And oil will be getting very, very expensive. Now that's a possibility. Is that going to happen? Have any one of you seen a structure like this, where they make 1, 2, 3, and then they start to make another wave down? I think all of you have seen that, right? So that's a possibility. Now, is it doing that right now? Well, we don't know. What we know for sure now is that they've broke this structure. See, this structure is no longer valid. They broke that. And they're starting a new one to the downside, because they shorted a sharp wave. When they broke this structure here, let's go back and look. When they broke this structure here, which is the highest part of it, they made a sharp move down, and then they correct for quite some time. You notice they make a correction in there for quite a while, right? And when they broke that correction, they took off like no tomorrow. Well, we have been making a correction here for quite a while. And when they break this correction here, they're literally going to take off for quite some time. And we're talking about a lot of pips to come, doubling your account or tripling your account. So go to the daily. And you've got a nice move down. You've got a move that is very corrective. You can see that. And you would like them to break out of this daily structure to go. That's this daily structure. But you don't have to wait for them to get to that daily structure before you start trading. Every time you see there's a possibility for a sell that could go, by the way, we've already completed a 3-wave structure. And here is another, this is a running flat. This was an expanding flat. The one I showed you guys, an expanding flat coming down there. This is a running flat. 1, 2, 3. See, we broke the top, but we didn't break the low, and then we go up back. And they're all corrective structures are continuation patterns. You can't write that, oh, here is a trend reversal one and a trend continuation one. That's not so. Two patterns cannot do the same thing. Or the same pattern cannot do two different things. Let me put it that way. Two, the same pattern you're posting can't be a trend continuation, a trend reversal. That's nonsense. In its idea itself, it's nonsense. It means you don't know what you're doing, basically, because then if it is both, you have no idea that is a pattern that exists. So here's what you're going to look for. This could be the start. This was the first one down. This was the next one. Could this be the next move down? And could this be the move that breaks out? We never know. So we start trading it from the top again. Go to the 60 minutes and let me go through back all the trades. Sell setup, good trade. Sell setup, good trade. Sell setup, bad trade. We lost that one. Sell setup, there was a sell setup here. Good trade. We took it off here. We didn't get a second sell there. That's bad. We should have got one. And this is another sell setup. Would this be a good trade again? So how much? 4 win, 1 lost? Or 3 win, 1 lost? We can go count them. I think it's 4 win, 1 lost. Hey, that's good win to reward. That's good statistics. And even the win to reward ratio on each one of them was amazing. So will this one be a win also? I don't care. I'll repeat that every time. Let's go look at it now on the 4-hour. Where we think it's going to go? We think it's coming to this trend. Not this trend. I'm sorry. There's a second trend line here. We think it's coming to this trend line. And when it comes to this trend line, then it'll talk to us. If we were in a really good trade going now, I think there's one more upside. Guess why I think there's one more upside here? I think this is probably going to crawl its way here and make one more up before they come down. And you want to see why I think that is so? I actually showed you that on the oil chart, which is a possibility that if you look at the oil chart and you go back to the daily, we're in a consolidation here. We will make one more down and then they're going to take off. That is a possibility for CAD to make one more up and then take off to the downside. That is CAD's strength, when CAD take off to the downside. So if you look at this pattern, this is what we're thinking. Put the two charts together and you'll see. You got to move up. That is, you got a CAD move down, right? Remember that? I think I can add the CAD chart here. You can add it here. Is it here you can do? No, sorry, here maybe. Yep. USD, CAD, right? That's it. USD, sorry. Right? So you can look at these two patterns and you can see what I'm saying. Come on. How do I get it to do what I want it to do, not what it's doing? Let's put it like this. Let's put it under so we'll have more space to deal with. This makes a move down. This makes a move up. We're looking at a consolidation here that should come down some more. We're looking at a consolidation here that could come here and go back one more. And then this should take off and then this should come down. See? Make sense? That's based on knowledge. That's what you do. So if you trade oil or you trade CAD, it doesn't matter. Look for that chart. Let me take this off now. How do I do that now? Remove. Got it. Yep. Come back with my charts here. So that's why I think CAD will have that. That's how you learn. That's knowledge. Everything we do here is based on knowledge, guys. We are not just kidding ourselves in this room. I have some traders that are pretty brilliant with, with the doctors. Some of them are engineers and all of those pilots and, very, very brilliant guys in the room. So it's all based on knowledge. We don't need newbies to fool them in the room, according to that guy. You have to be well equipped to be in the room so that you can learn well. US yen, let's see what it's looking pretty quick. We did it. We're going to take a fast look and then we'll close the room. We're looking for a correction that is bigger in here, right? We're looking for a bigger correction. So It's kind of pushing up. Sometimes they look like they're breaking out, but they're just making a deeper pullback, and they make a deeper pullback like this, and then they still come back down, right? So it will give you a trade, but it will give you a trade here. If they break here, they give us a trade right here. So it doesn't really matter where they break. I'm not looking for a bias yet. Because if they go up some more, and I can show you what I think, if they go up some more, it's going to be short-lived. They'll probably do this. Come here, and then they'll come down back again, because they will come back to make that deeper pullback before they go, if they're going to go up. So any upside is short-lived. This move has already completed itself, almost. It doesn't have a lot more to go before it starts correcting. So why kill yourself for the last piece at the top? Think about the bigger trades. Go to trades that have potentials. Rather than kill yourself for this piece, go trade the CAD. You'll probably get a better deal. Right? We have some questions in the question room here. Let me see. Oh, somebody is posting to look at USD INR for a long time. We can't do that. We don't have the time to do that. Do you use normal Elliott wave rules? Yeah, an anonymous viewer. You could write the name. You don't have to write anonymous. The time you take to write anonymous viewer, write the name. That'd be good. So here's what we say. I still don't know who you are. You can still hide behind anonymous, right? So the question is, hi, with your analysis, do you use normal Elliott wave rules as third wave, as longest, and fourth wave? Yes, we use those rules, but if you come into my room and you'll learn, you will see something amazing that you wouldn't see anywhere else in the world. I will show you what is a wave. Ask any Elliott wavers what is a wave, and they will never give you an idea. And here is why they will know. And I will show you why some charts are wrong. And I'll show you only using my charts. I will not go into anybody else's chart. This is my chart. So I have a right to use everything which is on this chart. And I'll show you what is crap, what Elliott wavers think they know. This is what you call bull crap. This wave 2 here cannot be the equal of a wave 4 that looks like this. That is bull crap. That's something you will learn not to do when you're in my course. That is nonsense. That person has no idea what Elliott wave is. Zero idea of what Elliott wave is about or what wave theory is about. Zero, absolutely. He doesn't even have an idea what he's doing. If you put that on your chart, immediately I will say to you, you have no idea what you're doing. You don't have an idea of how the concept should be used. You have no idea what the theory is about. You're just trying to put numbers all over the place, because this is the first thing Elliott will tell you. The pattern must have the looks of it. And by the looks of it, he means the looks of the corrective structure. They must have a harmonic kind of understanding. They must have an equal looks in them. You can't put one. It's like you having two hands and they don't have the looks. You having two ears and they don't have the looks. One is super big and one is extremely small, right? Exactly. Elliott was pretty good. What he did was he took a lot of work and he spent years and years and years and look at the patterns. This is totally incorrect. This is the wave structure down. That's an impulse to the downside. This person doesn't even have an idea what he's doing. Seriously, just don't. And he's coming to argue with me about Elliott waves in my chart. I'll be wasting my time talking to him. It's like a primary school student just learned that the world is round. He learned that the earth is round, and he's arguing with a professor who tells him that the earth is not exactly round. And it is not exactly round, right? We know that. As you grow up and you learn that it's not. But when you're primary school, they tell you, oh, it's round, right? They give you a globe and they say the earth is round. And you tend to believe it's wrong. So you go argue with anybody, hey, the earth is round. No, it's not exactly round. Right? We know that now. As you grow up and you learn and you become more specialized, you know there are a lot of things that you learn the basics in are not so in the true. He's not even at the basic level. I would say he's at nursery school still. Coming to troll my charts and arguing me about a wave theory and how it works. Wasting my good time. So, and that is what's annoying about it. I haven't looked at the near wave theory. I could probably take, I haven't looked at it as yet, so I can't comment on that. I have no ideas about that. So, okay, guys, thank you for coming. You guys are really great. Don't forget to click a like on my chart, and I may click a like back on your chart as a gesture, as a good gesture, a gesture of goodwill, and I will support you. It's not because I want you to like my chart that I'm liking your chart. I allow you to like my chart first, and then I give you some likes because I like to support people, and I like to tell people thank you for what they do. Now, that doesn't help. That is not why you like my chart. I'm pretty sure none of you like my chart because of that, right? That's not true. People don't just like your chart because you like their chart. If that was true, everybody would have gone and liked everybody chart, and then there would be a battle to get at the top. But we know that's not true, right? He could go and like everybody chart and see if it works for him. Simple. Just go like everybody chart and see if they're going to give you back a like. They may not. They may just even block you because they would think you're an idiot, right? That's not how it works. I'm only following 2 people. 2 people I'm following. I'm not following 1,000 people. You can go click on my name and see how many people I'm following. And go click at some of their names and see how many people they are following. So you will know why they're looking for followers. Here is my name, and you click on it, and you get to see how many people I'm following. And I'll show you the magic of how you know who is doing what. You click here and you said following. And you will see the couple people I'm following. That's all. Those are all the people, and all of them are in my group already. All of those guys are in my group that I'm following. There's specific reasons I'm following those guys that are in my group. Only about 6 or 7. Let's go take a look at how people get people to follow them. Go back to my chart. I like to use my own charts. I don't use other people's charts for that. So if you write in my charts, you're subjected to be used. And let's go and see how many people you follow to get people to follow you. And then you come and you criticize me. So let's see. If you're going to criticize me, you must be subjected to the same criticism. How many people following? Let's go take a look. We'll need a long list to go. See? That's the kind of thing you look at. So he's even banned, by the way. That's correct. I think they did the right thing, ban him. I didn't even know they banned him. I think they did the right thing. Finally, they've dealt with the troll the way they should deal with troll. Thanks to the moderators. They've finally dealt with the troll the right way. No, it's not. Honestly, you know, sometimes I don't post charts. I'll tell you guys this, what you don't know. Sometimes I don't post charts out so that other people could get in the top here. And then people come and write me, can you please post a chart? And I'm like, please don't, not now. If I keep posting so much charts, I just need to get off the top for a while. And people keep asking me, why are you not posting chart, right? So it's a balance. How much charts do I post with all the requests I'm getting? Or do I allow other people to get on top? And if you ask me, I would tell them to remove all that point at the end of this year. Just remove it. We don't need it. Let people start back from 207, fresh. You can all write them a letter, make that request. I'm for it. Let's go. Thank you, guys. You're wonderful. See all of you. Have a nice day. Trade with care. Bye-bye.